Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here for the very first time, my name is Rita and I would really appreciate it if you decide to subscribe to my channel. All you need to do is hit the little red button that says subscribe and be sure to also hit the little bell so you get notified every time that I post. So for today, we have a very pink Valentine's collection from Natasha Denona. So this is going to be her mini crush palette, and she did throw in this year a mini little kind of like blending shading brush. This retails for $25 and you can find it at the Natasha Denona website and at the Sephora website, which is where I got mine from. And let me show you real quick. It's going to be her mini, so her regular size, which I really love. I've been gravitating for a while now for smaller palettes. I feel like it's just easier. It takes the thinking out of doing your makeup. I'm not a makeup artist, so eyeshadow is just something that I, learned by myself. So usually I just go for very easy and everyday looks, which in general that's just what my makeup approach is. So smaller palettes which just facilitate the job for you are the best option for me. So just a little close-up. This is the mini crush, very pretty, and then it comes with this little brush. So now let's go ahead and take a look at some hand swatches or arm swatches, and then I'll show you how I got this eyeshadow look that I really love. I think it's going to be such a lovely little palette for Valentine's, and not only for Valentine's of course, but it is something that I definitely see myself using on that specific day. I don't know what we're gonna do entirely, but we always do something, and I love going for more pink eyeshadows or pink makeup for Valentine's. If you like pink eyeshadows in general, of course this is going to be something for you because it is a very much pink palette. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into the swatches and then I'll show you how I got this look.
Get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair with those eyes so bright. They look into my soul and it sparks my life. Can I take you there? Like it was the first time. Do you remember? Can I take you there? Back to when we felt like this was forever. Can I take you there? Like it was the first time. Do you remember? Can I take you there?
My makeup is almost done. I just need the eyeshadow. So let's go ahead and begin with the mini crush. I'll show it to you a little bit closer. So that's what the palette looks like. Very pink, very red undertone. Even the purpley here in the middle, it looks like a bit more on the red undertone. I'm gonna try to use as much or probably all of the colors in the palette. I have, of course, the brush that came with the palette. It came in a little box with the brush and palette, but it's probably not going to be ideal, but I'm gonna try it. So I'm gonna start with the lighter shade, which is going to be this one right here, which is pretty dark for it to be the lightest. I am going to just start blending this into my crease. And yeah, I don't particularly like this eyeshadow for crease or blending. I feel like this would be good just to apply my kind of like all over the lid shade. So I'm gonna switch to just an Echo Tools blending brush, and I'm gonna go back to that same palette or that same shade, and I'm just going to blend this back and forth on my crease. With the Natasha Denona little brush, I'm gonna go into the second to darker shade. So this one right here is another matte, and I am just going to apply this on the outer V of my eye. Let's see how dark it is. Okay, that is very pretty. And I'm just going to start blending this into my crease, but I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit closer to my crease. I'm actually gonna use this shade as my base, so I'm gonna apply this all over my lid. And with that same brush, I'm gonna go into the first shade, so this very pretty pink sparkly shade. And I am just going to add this all over my lid. This kind of shades I prefer to use with my finger, but we'll see how much pigment it gives me. So with the brush, you can see it's not like as intense, so I'm just gonna grab my finger. It's just the easiest way. And look at how pretty that pink shadow is. There we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it. And yeah, now I get the pigmentation that I like. It's not as dark pink as I was expecting whenever I looked at the shadow. It's a very pretty pink. It's kind of like almost neon pink, if that even makes sense, but it's very, very pretty. Back with the same brush, and I'm gonna go to the lightest shade, and I'm just going to blend out the edges of the eye. I'm gonna add a little bit extra of that lid shade, and I'm going to bring it up to the crease just a little bit. Now this second shade that we use, I'm just going to add this in a small shader brush, and I'm going to run this on my lower lashes. Switching to another brush, I'm gonna go into the middle shade, which is the darker of the palette, also matte, with a kind of like eyeliner brush, and I'm going to start creating a faux wing line with this shade. So here is what the eye is looking like. I'm gonna go ahead and complete this, same steps, and I'll be right back. Here is the eyeshadow all done. The only shade that I didn't use was this more reddish one on the very end, but I used the other four. Everything performed really nicely. I feel like the all over lid, so this one, seems to be the kind of shadow that will get a little bit of a hard, kind of like a little bit of a hard pan. I don't know, time will tell. The four shades that I used perform really nicely. I feel like this shadow or this little palette is definitely missing in like a lighter inner corner highlight shadow. So maybe they could have swapped this one for a very light, maybe almost a satin vanilla shade, and it would have been so pretty. So that being said, because I don't really want to put like a bright pink in my inner corners, I'm gonna go ahead and use this one from Natasha Denona, which was last year's Valentine release. I'm gonna go ahead and use this highlight just as my inner corner. I feel like it'll be prettier, and this one definitely has like a pink undertone. It's very, very pretty. Makeup is all done. I just added lots of mascara, and I did go for Pillow Talk as my lipstick, and I topped it with a Merit lip oil. I feel like it balances really good because it's not as bright as, you know, my sweater and the eyeshadow. So just showing you a little bit closer the eyeshadow. I feel like it's very pretty. It is, of course, going to be for someone who definitely loves pink eyeshadow. This is straight up a pink eyeshadow palette. All of the undertones are between pink and red. So if you don't like pink, I don't think you will like this little palette, but I think it's gonna be perfect for Valentine's. I definitely see myself doing something very similar to this look. I'm not entirely sure what we're gonna be doing for Valentine's just yet, but this would look very, very pretty. I really enjoy this little palette. As always, Natasha Denona's little minis, I feel like the quality is really good. I haven't seen any other videos about this palette. I've seen titles, and among those titles, I saw someone that said that the palette was not as good quality, or was like the quality going down or something in her minis. I honestly don't feel that way. I tried most of the shadows. Of course, I was missing the darker one. I'll probably do an eyeshadow look the day after I film this, and I'll just leave you a comment pinned down below how I liked it and if it performed as good as all of the others. But I felt like the mattes were very smooth, they were very blendable, they were not like patchy or anything. This one, like I mentioned during I was trying it, I felt like it could be one of those that could hit like a hard pen, but only time will tell. Other than that, I had no issues. My other only complaint, if I can say complaint, is that it definitely needs a more lighter inner corner kind of like highlight look. I'm sorry, eyeshadow. I don't usually do any brow highlight, but a lot of people do. I always go for just inner corner highlight, and I would not be able to use any of these colors because this is just straight up a very intense, almost neon pink. So that's not something that I prefer on my inner corners. That's why I had to pull my last year little palette. I feel like something among this shade would have been perfect for this palette since it has the pink undertones, but it's still a very light highlight that's not going to be like super intense pink that I feel like just does not, at least in my eyes, wouldn't look good as an inner corner. Okay guys, so I almost forgot to show you. I was about to start editing the video and I realized that I did not show you last year's release. So this one is the Mini Crush, the one for Valentine's this year. And then this one is the one that Natasha Denona released for last year. Honestly, looking at them side by side, I don't find a lot of similarities. Except for maybe this shade, it's a little bit lighter than this one. Because even in the darker mattes, last year was very, very purple. This one is a bit more of like a purpley undertone, like maybe purpley reddish for the darkest one this year. And then this one, well, this is significantly more kind of like beigey, but once applied, it's still very pink, which I love. And this one pulls more purple. Then the main one that I really love is gonna be in this new release, gonna be the first one right here. This is just a lovely one, the one I used all over my lid. And the only thing that I really much prefer from the last year's release was that it has that beautiful vanilla sparkly shade. So it's perfect for the inner corner, which is what I was mentioning earlier that this one is lacking. So yeah, here they are side by side in case you were wondering and you already have maybe last year's release. Here you can see them together to see if, you know, maybe getting it will be something you need, or you can just skip it depending on what you already have in your collection. Let me know in the comments down below if you picked up this palette, if that's something that interests you, or if you're thinking about it, what do you think? Do you like pink as much as I do? Because I definitely love pink. You can probably tell. I always prefer eyeshadows that are either on the more brownish, nudie shades or pink. Those are kind of like my favorite kind of shadows. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye!